Well, it actually kind of feels morning because everyone has lunch in Greece around about 3. So it's quite late. So it's around 2 o'clock in Greece. So it is technically afternoon, but it still feels like the morning because we haven't got into lunchtime yet.
Well, did you have any type of brekkie?
Yeah. I had some brekkie. I had some nice Greek yogurt with some fruit.
Oh, good. Well, good.
And
No.
I had a few meetings and things with people. So yeah, I've had a few drinks and things. I had a pomegranate juice. That was
Oh, did
delicious.
you? Oh, I
Oh yeah.
bet. Well, I don't want you to starve since I'm not there to take care of you and look after you.
Thank you.
You,
Well, good
you
morning, Texas. Not common for you to wake up at 6 a.m.
well, it is. I'm up by 6 a.m. It's just not common to record at 6
That's
a.m. But
right.
as long as I
And
can
look so
see,
fresh and bright.
I, as long as I can get up to see you, it doesn't matter what time it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that
the
was sweet.
best.
That was sweet. I like that. So today, well, our shift is focused on looking at an eye today. This is one of the little fun things we decided to interject
Yeah,
um,
I love this. Bring
and
it
a little
on.
quick read. It's to help people don't get bogged down in the eye. Don't take it on like you're putting together a puzzle because you don't need to. I'm hoping what we can share with our audience is how to look at an eye, grab a quick few things out of the eye, talk about it to the client, perk them up, help them feel better, and let's move on. We can always engage and go deeper at a later time, but for today, we're just gonna take a quick peek. Is that okay
Okay.
with you? Let me
Bring on
see.
the eye.
Let's bring on the. Oh my goodness, I lost the eye again. Chris, I tell you, it isn't easy being me, honey. Let me find that eye. There we go. Okay.
Excellent.
Do you see an eye
What?
there? Please tell me you do.
Yes, I do. And what a beautiful eye. Love it.
Yep, yep. It is. It is a palette, isn't it? A palette of. It looks like a painter's palette.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why
And
don't you
look at
take a crack?
the amazing structure outside of the collarette, and inside the collarette so much more open.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And it's
That you.
literally like a flower, isn't it?
Hmm. Hmm. Beautiful flower. You would look
Mm.
at that and you would see a flower. You'd see something like a chrysanthemum or maybe a sunflower of sorts.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a sunflower
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, shall I start?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, if you've done any iridology, as you know, this is a mixed biliary eye,
Hmm.
and probably if I was thinking physically, the 3 nurture points I would pick for this eye is the gut and the kidneys
Hmm.
and possibly the cardiovascular system. And the
Hmm.
reason why I
Good.
say this is because she's got an amazing ring of determination starting
Hmm.
here,
Hmm.
but right at
Hmm.
the top. So ring of determination. I actually know this lady. Um, she's a one girl. So she's a one girl with a ring of determination, and she's a shaker flower.
Hmm.
So she's a shaker. So she's obviously someone that has big picture ideas and has talks like this and wants to kind of be the center of your attention.
Hmm.
Um, and yet she's got that sensitivity of the flowers,
Hmm.
that sensitivity of
Hmm.
being wanting to be close, but on her terms. I'm going to maybe say.
Hmm. 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 Yes, very
Don't tell
much
her I said
so.
that, please.
Exactly. Exactly. I think
What
you
about
I think
you?
you hit the nail on the head, darling.
What about you?
You know what? I love to talk about behaviors when I can, and I'm going to use my mouse, and if we see a cursor, I'm going to go right to this area, and this is the self-reliant area of the left eye.
Right.
So when we look here, we're talking about self-reliance, and you think, well, is self-reliance a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. We're not picking out the bad. That's what's wonderful about looking at the eye. We're not picking the eye apart in a sense that this is good and this is bad. We're picking to show you and help you create balance. So, with self reliance, what I would tell her, while it is good to be very self reliant and in your mind, you're thinking, well, I'm just going to get up and do it myself. And that is good. That is very good that you take on things yourself. You put yourself out there. But if you're with someone, if you're working with someone, if you're employing someone and you give them a duty to do and they don't do it like you would like for them to do it, and you just get up and do that for them, there's the negative side to self-reliance. So it is a good behavior to have, but it can be destructive to those around you if you do not allow them to participate in their own manner. So they might not do things on your time schedule. They might not do things like you do them, but it is
Yeah.
very important to let them do them. So raising children, this is very important. So allow your self-reliance to kind of take a back seat when you're working with others. But to have that drive that pushes you forward in the way that you're wanting to go is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up here. I'm just going to come straight up from self-reliance. I'm going to go right into the listening center. And if you look, we have double collarette here. It looks like I'm not double collar. I did not mean a double collarette. I meant a double lacuna. It's too early in the morning for me. So we look like we've got a
I knew
lacuna
what you
here.
meant.
It's a good thing you do. So we've got this double lacuna setting here. It almost looks like one with a vein going down the middle, but I do believe it is two separate lacunas sitting in that listening center. You're being paged, darling.
Oh, I know. Keep going.
This is what happens when we do it live, and we don't do many edits. So with this particular marking, listening is very important for this type. Now, when we think about that shaker flower and we think about that flower, one of the best features that a flower has is their ability to listen. And they love good words and good, kind things spoken to them, but they love good music.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the things about this person is that she is a music major in choral arts. So
Wow.
singing was her degree, and she wanted to teach choir to children to
Amazing.
high school level and help them sing. Now she did not pursue that path, but still singing has always been her love. And but listening, when you know this person, like you and I do, when you know her, you'll find out that one of her special gifts is to listen to you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
She listens without interruption. She listens not to judge, but to guide, to help guide you
Beautiful.
and give you direction. So when you look at this and, oh, lacuna, it's a lacuna. It's a beautiful lacuna that shows us that ability to listen without judgment. And she has that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Now I'm
me
going to
too.
take it. I'm going to go straight up here to 12 o'clock and we're going to look at a stubborn marking. I love that.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you think, stubborn. Oh, I know a lot of people that are stubborn. I'm stubborn. I have a stubborn marking in my eye. I have
You're not
a little bit.
stubborn.
Oh, well, you're so sweet, but I am.
I'm being funny.
I know you are. I know you are. When we have a stubborn marking, it can slow us from our greatness. It can. It can keep us from getting to where we need to be. But when we are in balance, that stubborn marking can also keep us out of trouble. It can help us with discernment. It can help us say, you know what? I'm not going to cross this busy street with cars. I'm going to stay right here on this corner and I'm not going to budge. It can help you from doing things that could be harmful to you. So stubborn is not always a bad thing to have. Now, if it keeps you from your greatness, Yes, we need to learn how to work with that and how to loosen up and how to let that go. But just like all of the other behaviors that we see in the eye, negative and positive feed through us daily. They just go in and out, in and out. Now,
Yeah,
how do we receive these, how we accept these, and how we deal with them? That's what keeps it either good or it makes it either bad. So I tell you, if she's struggling with making decisions and that slows her down in her business world, or if it slows her down in her personal choices, then she may need to reevaluate where stubborn is and be more open or more giving or more moving into a direction that she didn't want to go, just to
yeah,
see how it's going to work. So I like being able to share the behavior sides with some of my
absolutely.
clients and open that up
Me
because I
too.
think it's important.
Yeah.
You,
And I was just also looking at her. I mean, she's got a very jagged collarette, so
mm,
there'll be obviously lots of ups and downs in life and in her bowels, possibly.
mm,
But also there's a bit of a squareness to it, which
mm,
creates more of a bit of a pancreatic type. So
mm,
I often think of pancreatic types as people who are quite full of love because they
mm,
got a lot of love to share.
mm,
And as you said, she wants to, to help people and to guide them and things like that. So she does it
mm,
with this, I think, a sense of love.
mm,
And but also I noticed at about 9 o'clock, there's a bit of flattening in her pupil.
yes.
Possibly she could maybe have a bit of Bowen therapy, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
I think she loves Bowen therapy.
or some way to help her spine
Mm-hmm,
to be
mm-hmm,
realigned. So or to be checked.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Love it.
Now, I
What a
know
beautiful
that
eye.
we're not addressing the elephant in the room, if you will. I'm going to come right over here to this
Yeah.
huge, huge marking sitting out here in the sclera. And I do believe that this is related to the thyroid in a sense, but I also believe that it is related, like you said, to that spine. As close as
Yeah.
it comes into the peripheral edge of the iris here, I believe that it encapsulates all of this area. So we would want to address the spine. We'd want to talk about the
Absolutely.
thyroid. If you look a little deeper, and it's hard to see because now we're getting that ring setting in. It's kind of coming over, but if we look and we see this little contraction furrow that's running right up through that thyroid, pay attention to the thyroid. Let's not ignore it, but let's
Yeah.
just not automatically assume that there's something serious going on with that thyroid. We just have to love it and pet it and help it along.
Speak her mind and also get it
Mm.
checked. It's
Get
always
it
good to
checked.
get things checked at
It
least
is
once a
very,
year.
very important to get things checked.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think we knocked another one out of the park.
Yay.
Yep,
Well,
we did. We did.
yeah.
I love it.
Awesome eye. Me
Okay.
too.
Well,
And it's also really good. Like you can look at this eye and think, oh, you can't see the bottom, but what we've done is just given her a lot of information about with what the picture that we had.
mm-hmm,
That's all
mm-hmm,
you need to do.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I don't think anything that we said was destructive. I don't think anything we said was
not at all.
scary. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
scared if somebody told me these things. I would say, oh, thank you for sharing that with me because these are things I would like to work on.
yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
Well, there we have
Thanks,
it.
Kathy.
We did another one. I'm gonna
Yay.
I'm gonna stop the share on this. Oh, there we are. Just like magic.
Yay. You can
Well,
start your day properly now.
I can start my day and you can have your meetings and do what you need to do in lovely Crete. And oh, thank you for
Yeah.
showing me that beautiful beach that you're
Yeah,
in.
thank
I'm
you.
so jealous. And but I'm just living my travels through you and I'm loving them. I'm loving
All you need to do is get onto Qantas.com and book yourself a ticket.
them.
I
Yes, I
keep
do.
telling her that.
Yes, I do.
All
Well,
right.
I'm going to do that.
So,
All right. Well, I
all right.
appreciate
We'll see you soon.
I appreciate
Bye.
everybody watching.
Bye bye.
Bye.